I want to talk about this. You've introduced the States Reform Act. It legalizes cannabis. Well, it certainly has a lot of legal cannabis activists happy, but it also has a lot of criminal reform activists cheering too. So tell us a little bit about this, because I think it's remarkable, and I'm really impressed that you're leading the charge on this.
This is a bill I spent a lot of time on. I ran on cannabis reform in my race for Congress. I worked on cannabis reform in the state of South Carolina as a state lawmaker. And there's a patchwork of different reforms and legalizations across the country. And this bill takes that into account. It takes the federal government into modern times and takes into account that there are 47 states that all have some form of cannabis reform or legalization. My home state of South Carolina has CBD and hemp. Florida has medical, and then you have places like Colorado and California that have full adult use, and this recognizes that. It provides a federal framework to have a very low federal excise tax on these things, and provides a regulatory framework and recognizes every state's different. It doesn't force one thing or another. There's criminal justice reform in here. There's protections for veterans, and protections for small businesses and farmers, and this really is and truly will be a bipartisan effort. If we're going to do this, as we should, it's past time that we do it. This is the platform and the framework to get it done for both sides of the aisle.
Yesterday there was a report 100,000 folks have died in the last year, the opioid crisis. Does that kind of news make it more difficult to get this through?
It makes it easier, quite frankly. If you read the medical journals on the opioid crisis in different states, in states that have some form of CBD, medical cannabis, or adult use, the rate of opioid abuse is greatly reduced in those areas and regions. And so this can be an effort that helps those states. There's funding actually through the federal excise tax that would provide money to states that have opioid addiction issues and crises across the states. This bill also has funding to ensure that we don't market or advertise to kids or those under the age of 21. I mean, it's just I try to put something for everyone in there, Charles, and do a good job on this one.
You know what? You put together, in my mind, a heck of a bill. It's remarkable to me that there's any opposition, but it's at least a chance for people who have said they want to make a change to make a change. We'll see. Congresswoman Mace, thank you so much.
Thank you.